Hello, everybody. My name is Earl Teets. It's a blessing and an honor to be a home business coach. And what we're going to do tonight is we're going to go into a training that we're going to put in our blog post. That way, anybody that gets started right away, if you needed that one-on-one time for the training, gee, what am I going to do to earn the money? Well, this will be that training. So I'm going to share some real powerful things with you. Let's go ahead and dive into our screen share here. And we are going to go into our 7-figure cycle training. When you understand why it is that we do what we do, the odds of earning are much more to your favor. So what I'm going to share with you is our proven cycle to 7 figures. I've seen this happen over 27 years. I've seen people make it to 7 figures over and over again like clockwork because they understood exactly what I'm going to share with you. So with that being said, let's dive in. The first thing we understand that's so important is why we do what we do. It's the first fundamental. And the answer is never to make more money. If that's the only reason you're starting a home business and someone says, well, what's your goals at your home business? Well, I just need to make extra money. Wow. Here's what that tells me. That tells me that as soon as a hurdle comes up that's of the slightest bit uncomfort, it's over. You're not going to make it through that hurdle. You need to understand. And why does it happen that way? It's not people's fault. Often, people get lost in this very first step. Why is that? Because schools teach problem focus, and this is entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship demonstrates solution focus. 90% of America's wealth is held by 3% of its population, and all 3% are entrepreneurs. So you can't think like an employee and be successful as an entrepreneur. An employee is trained by school to look for the problem and solve the problem. Now, if you're problem focused, what you're going to find out is you can't find the solution. School embraces a thought process of seeing the problem to look out for. And as your focus is problem driven, the energy searched for most becomes the result. So when you're faced with opportunity, the first most dominant thought in an employee is to see why it will not work and what obstacle is standing in the way. Entrepreneurship is a focus on the solution provided when actions daily are completed. Okay, so if you did what you've done for the last 5 years, over the next 5 years, would you be able to make your dreams become a reality and have a debt-free lifestyle? This is a question I ask many people when we're just getting started. And most of the time, as an employee, about 99% of the time, the answer will be no. Why is that, folks? Because there's only so much time that you can trade for dollars. Now, if you saw a path that had already been proven by others with less than you have now, who made a commitment to a set of actions 2 hours daily over the next 5 years, it didn't break any laws or bring any dishonor to the process. And the results were debt-free and residual income for life from the work that was accomplished. Can I stop you from doing that path? You see, almost anybody is going to say, no, I don't want to go down that path. All right. So if you hit that path and accomplished everything you wanted, how would your life look to you from that day forward? And how would that feel? It's real important you pay attention to the questions I'm asking you here, because the answer to that question is welcome to your why. This needs to be something that you can close your eyes and picture before each action you take in your business. I'm getting ready to connect with people that I met on LinkedIn, and I got their phone number, and I'm going to call them up. What am I going to do before I call them up? I want to picture in my mind the success for what I want to do. I understand that they either want to feel better or they want to make more money. Now, feel better fits a lot of categories. A lot of people want to reduce stress. A lot of people want to reduce pain. A lot of people want more energy. A lot of people want to lose weight. So any of those things are things that we have a solution for. They want to feel better or they need to make extra money. We have a process that works. So I want you to think about that. Welcome to your why. This needs to be something that you close your eyes and picture before each action you ever take with your home business. Oh my gosh. If I do this discipline right daily, I could see how I could have my home paid off by being consistent with that for the next 2 years. And when anything got in the way, I'd have to ask myself, do I want to stop my home being paid off for the next 2 years? Or do I want to continue forward with the actions I need to for today and deal with the rest when I'm done with my commitment to my home business? You see, what I'm sharing with you folks is true. A lot of people teach that you need to have a why that will make you cry. The first most fundamental step is if you don't understand why you're doing what you're doing, you won't make it through the uncomforts of life to be successful at it. So you have to have this why accomplished. So welcome to your why, now that you recognize what it is. As you become result focused instead of problem focused, the energy you display to others that you cannot see will draw others to desire the solution that you're speaking to them about. Isn't that amazing? The solution you're speaking of is exactly what they can't wait to hear more of. And you're thinking, well, gee, what is it that draws them to want to see the solution that I have? You see, without a clear understanding of your why, all your focus will be on what they might find that takes their interest away, and it'll become an energy most felt like an invisible kick to the face, swiping the motivation out of the entire process. So you don't want to go through that. You want to understand how to have your why, understand what drives you, and instead, you won't create that negative action. How do you do that? Well, you have to understand, one, as a business owner, what are you going to do daily to make the money? What are the proven actions that have taken people from $0 to $1 million in income? I'm going to share those actions with you right here, right now. It's a daily action plan. Developing 3 simple skill sets. Now, my mentor, Don Maxwell, wrote this book, The 21 Laws of Leadership. And it's really important to understand that it's not complicated to be excited about solutions that you have for the masses. You need to recognize they're going to go out and purchase solutions, whether you have the solution to the problem or XYZ company has the solution to the problem. It might as well be you. What do you represent? You need to be able to know how to generate 3 leads a day. This is your first skill set in your daily action plan. Where are you going to find these leads for your business? 1, A, the people you know. B, social networks. C, referrals. D, people you encounter daily. And E, people responding to your advertising. Nowadays, advertising could be a post you put in a group on LinkedIn or a group on Facebook. Doesn't have to be just a newspaper ad or a television ad or a radio ad like the old days. A little bit of every different place where you could advertise and bring business to you as an entrepreneur. Now, once you've got 3 leads, what on earth are you going to say to them? Well, it's not hard. You got to put yourself in that position. If you can see a path to get where you want to go in life ultimately faster than what you were planning, you would do whatever it took to look at that plan. So ask questions to the people that you're connecting with to learn their story, what they want to feel better, Do they want to make extra money? Or is it both? And once you understand their story, in their story, you'll discover what it is that matters to them. So we're going to do the next thing. Our next step is schedule a presentation. So the first step was pretty simple. Generate 3 leads per day, minimum. You know, it don't take a whole lot of time to do that if you practice doing that. Where are we going to find these leads? We told you 5 places to find them. Now, in our training blog, I show you how to find thousands of people looking for opportunity on LinkedIn. LinkedIn has a chat box just like Facebook does. You can connect with these people on LinkedIn that have already stated they're looking for an opportunity. And you can start having a chat with them. And what are you going to do when you begin that chat? You're going to compliment them, right? We're going to talk about these 4 C's that are in the process to scheduling a solution presentation, because this is going to be your second step as an entrepreneur. A solution presentation can be replaced with show the plan, see the overview, view the presentation, however you want to word it. This is the step of action that's going to put money in your pocket. How do you get there? You start out with a compliment. You compliment them on something in their story that you've seen with sincerity. Now, maybe if you're starting a chat on Facebook or LinkedIn, you're starting a chat, you see something in their profile that you can honestly pay them a compliment. I'm so glad you posted that today. That attitude is exactly what I needed to see to put my spirits in the right direction. I sure appreciate people like you. Leave a comment like that, and as they respond back to it, oh, thank you. You're so welcome. Now you're going to ask them a question. Well, I see your things on LinkedIn looking for opportunity. What is it that you do? It's a natural question. What do? You don't know if what they're posting on LinkedIn is what they're actually doing. So you ask, what do you do? They're going to share with you what they do. What inspired you to go down that path to do that? They're going to tell you what inspired them. In this, you're going to find out what their story is. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad you shared that with me. Because we have a video showing people just like you solving that very same problem. Okay, so what did I do? I started with the compliment. I created a desire for them to want more information. I'm so glad you shared the fact with me that you're looking for opportunity to make some extra money because you'd like to see your home paid off in the next 10 years instead of taking 30 years to do that. I'm so glad you shared that with me because we got a video showing people just like you that are having that same problem solved. Now I'm going to go into control. Should that is now a good time, or would A or B fit your schedule best? Okay, so you're going to control a scheduled time for the viewing of the video or the Zoom presentation, webinar, whatever you want to call it. The D, the 4th C, is we're going to clarify the commitment of the scheduled time. Why do we do this? Because we want to let them know that we're listening to them. And when they feel like you're listening to them, they want to be included in the process because they feel like you're trying to help them get what they want, not trying to sell them something. So I'm going to clarify. I just want to make sure I got this right in my schedule. You said at 7 o'clock tomorrow night was the best time that you're available with 30 minutes in front of your computer with no interruptions. Is that correct? Yes, it is. Great. I'm going to make sure that I'll be with you on that time. I'll be able to make sure that I've emailed you a link that will allow you to click into our Zoom presentation so you can see exactly what it is that we're talking about. It's that simple. Now, when you follow these 4 things, you're getting somebody in front of the presentation. The next step, number 3 that we're going to do is add volume to the business. And the first 12 times that you do this in your common sense business, you're going to want to do this with your success coach on a 3-way call. Once you've done it 12 times, you've kind of got a good feel for it. You can almost teach it to somebody else because it's simply a daily process that you practice to put money in your pocket as an entrepreneur. So don't be afraid to walk through this process with somebody who's already done it successfully. That's what we're here for, is your success coaches. And if you're on my team, there's way more than one of us to help you out. There's myself that's built teams around the globe. There's Patty Soperano, who's made 7 figures building teams across the globe. There's Johanna Baker, who has built huge teams across the globe. There's Eddie Freeman, who's helped over 30 people make $1 million. There's Jan Wims, who's worked with famous billionaires like W. Clement Stone in person. So we have a team of experts that know what we're doing, that have a lot of seasoned practice, and it's easy to work with you to help you become familiar with the actions that you take daily. Now, by enrolling them as a customer, a builder, or both, we're adding volume to the business. What are we going to do next? It's real simple. The purpose of every encounter in your business is to book the next step of action every single time. When I got started in this business 27 years ago, Earl, the purpose of a meeting is to book another meeting. We did home meetings or public meetings. Those were the only ways, or one-on-one meetings. Those were the only 3 ways that we could expose business in those days. Today, we have Zoom, we have Facebook, we have LinkedIn, we have YouTube, so many different ways that we can get things done. Technology's made it more of a blessing and a lot easier to accomplish. But you need to understand the 3rd step here is to add volume to your business. What have they done? They've seen a presentation that shows them a solution to a problem that they're facing. Whether they want to become a business builder or become a customer, either way, you are making sure you're adding volume to the business by enrolling them as a customer or as a business builder. And then you're booking the next meeting. What are you doing? The purpose of every encounter that you have in your business is to book the next step of action. If they're just getting started, hey, we're going to have a training on what these products are about, or there's a recorded training on what these products are about in our Facebook group. And I want you to be able to understand what it is that you have your hands on. So let me guide you where that training's at in our Common Sense Facebook group, so you can understand how to use the phone app that we have that'll make money, because the phone app's going to send out the video that you want people to see, so you don't have to do the explaining. Oh, that sounds simple enough. I could get excited about that. Yes. So what did you do? The purpose of that encounter, now that you got them enrolled, maybe we need to schedule a meeting or the next step. What are we going to do next? Get them to the Common Sense group so they can see how to use the phone app and what the daily method of operation can be. Or you'll be able to point them to this very video that you're watching right here, because it's also a training video that shows people what to do and how to do it. So it's important you understand this. The next thing we're going to look at is you have to measure your first quarter results. That's the first 12 weeks in business. Now, folks, I want you to understand 90% of the people who start a home business, they never get this far. Why is that? They don't even understand the process. They've been sold a kit and told to show up to the next event or meeting with a guest, and from there, they're going to get rich. They go out and talk to somebody that really matters to them, that they look up to, that may be a successful employee, but they've never been successful as an entrepreneur, and they're not familiar with something they don't practice, and they say, oh, that stuff don't work. I can't believe you'd look at that. And then what happens? They're crushed. They don't want to do it no more. And you just lost them. Why? Because they were sold a kit. They weren't shown what you're being shown right now. This is a process. 80% of transactions happen on the 5th to the 12th process of information. The 5th to 12th time they see information about what it is that they're purchasing. So if you recognize that as a home entrepreneur, maybe the first time you share something with them, it don't work. The second time, yeah, that's cool. I'll think about it. The third time you show them another piece, wow, this is making more sense. The fourth time, man, I better pay attention. And the fifth time, 70% odds they're going to want what you have. 80% are the odds in your favor that they are ready for what you have to offer. How do you get to the point of having the odds 80% in your favor? You recognize the process. We have a phone app that's packed with videos, and you can send them one video after another video after another video. There's more than 12 of them in there, each one showing a different piece of the puzzle, each one showing a different way that you can serve them even better than what you showed them before. As they go through this process, they feel your attitude as serving them. They don't feel like you're selling them, and they can't wait to be a servant with the positive things that you have to offer themselves with the other people that they have. So you make it through 12 weeks of doing those 4 C's. What are we doing? There's 3 basic skill sets, right? 1, all right, we're going to generate leads. 2, we're going to schedule appointments. And 3, we're going to add volume to our business. These are the 3 skill sets that we practice. How do we do that? Complement, create, control, and clarify. So we're going to practice this for 90 days. And we're going to measure those results. How many leads did you average daily? When you're at the end of 12 weeks and you look at how many people did you add to your list from the first day you were in the business to the last day of the 12th week that you worked? How many daily appointments did you set for a Zoom or an in-person in-person presentation? How many customers did you enroll? How many builders joined the team? And how many training events did you attend out of how many that were put on? So when you know the answers to all of these questions, you've also experienced quite a bit. As if I give you an example, if you've got 1 hour in a day to do business and you recognize our major presentation is about 20 minutes long at the most, 30 minutes on a full webinar, right? Okay, so you recognize that. You can get that done 2 times in an hour. If you're doing a 20-minute presentation, you can get 3 of those done in 1 single hour. So here's another thing. If I'm putting on a Thursday night webinar for you and you invite 5 guests to that webinar and only ask a half an hour long, but all 5 of those guests go, you know what? I don't mind investing into myself to have 10 different products with a 30-day supply for $499. And knowing that if I do that pack, the company's going to reward me with an extra bonus of $100 each for the next 3 packs that I move at $499 in my first 30 days. So if I invite 3 other people to join this business with me in my first 30 days, and they get started at the $499 that I got started with, I'm going to make a total of $600 instead of $300. Wow. So how many times did you make it through that process in your first 12 weeks? Now you've learned how people react. You learn what their excuses are. And you also paid attention to how the people reacted that joined your team. What was their attitude? What was the questions that they asked you? How did they respond to the information you were sharing with them? Now you're getting ready to start your next 12 weeks. You can put together a daily game plan that's been adjusted from your own experience. What's going to happen here? Well, here's what's going to happen. You got results in your first 12 weeks. So you now have extreme confidence that is now in your heart from knowing what you practice daily is a simple process that works. And anyone who has a desire for more out of life can practice what you practice. You wanted it bad enough. And you're looking for people just like you who are willing to do something different in life to get different results in life. Not everybody's there. We're sorting through them. We're not trying to convince them. You didn't need to be convinced that it was time to do something different to get better results. So if you got to do the convincing, guess what? Then you got to do the convincing to make them do the work that they need to do to produce the pay that they're craving. And it just don't work for you. But when you have this extreme confidence in your heart from knowing what you practice daily, simple enough that anybody can do it, that has a desire for more out of life, your higher excitement level and less fear in your actions show an attitude from achieving results from your first work quarter. It now draws you a higher caliber of energy, and the higher caliber of energy that you have also draws by way of law of attraction, higher caliber people to you. As a result, the combined work habits from your team and yourself from the first work quarter, growth becomes the result. As this stage in the process begins and repeats, so does that most sought after position of generational residual wealth accomplished. Now, over 10 years, I had the honor to work with my personal mentor who brought me into this common sense opportunity. His name is Eddie Freeman. You can see his picture here, pointing at all them Benjamins. Who doesn't want to make extra money from home these days? His track record is helping over 30 people earn $1 million in our industry and thousands of people a full-time income on part-time efforts. For more than 7 years, I have been a student of my mentor, Max Steingart, who's known as the godfather of social media. You can see his picture right here. Now, Max has helped 70 people enjoy a seven-figure social. He's helped over 70 people enjoy a seven-figure earner, enjoy seven-figure incomes through social networking on network marketing. Now, my next mentor was a treat to have my picture taken with. His name was John C. Maxwell. It's been my life journey to learn how to lead people in a way that's very special to create success with. It's been a real treat to learn from the masters who've achieved what I always wanted to, and to learn how to serve you better. Now, it's amazing what's possible to you. As you can see from what I'm showing you here on this presentation, if you're willing to learn from the people that have done what you've always wanted to do, the process really isn't that hard. It's your turn to shine. And as you put into motion what you've learned here, folks, dreams can become a reality. This will manifest for you, and you may connect, and whoever you may connect with along the way. I want to congratulate you for taking some time to see a path that works. I pray that you're blessed beyond your thoughts. I want you to remember this. It's not the height of your logic, but the deepness of your conviction that draws the people to wish to join you. Where does this conviction come from? Folks, the conviction comes from the process of actions that are completed on a repetitive basis. One knows they can count on like clockwork. So as you walk through this process that I've shared with you on this video here, you now have a process to begin the journey with. This only leaves one more thing, like I've got in this picture here. Are you willing to believe in yourself? Look at that little kitten staring at himself as a giant tiger ready to take on the world. I want you to recognize something, folks. God never made a single mistake, and he made you. And it is your time to shine. It's an honor as a home business coach and a leader in common sense to be able to provide you a training video like this one right here and show you a real path that's been proven, that if you embrace this on a daily basis, all you're going to do is create success. Now, there's some people that are going to see it and go, oh, that looks good. And there's other people that know, I've been waiting for this for a long time. I can't wait to take action. The ones you're looking for are the ones ready to take action. Think about this. You were ready to take action when you saw the opportunity that you prayed for. What I've shown you is a real process. I've shown you simplicity, and I've shown you exactly what it takes to make it to the very top. It's been proven. There's a lot of people that have made millions of dollars in this industry with this very path that I've shared with you today. I want to say God bless you and congratulations for taking some time to see some truth that'll set you free. My name is Earl Teets, and I'm going to end this presentation now, and we'll stop our recording.